everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a talk through tutorial on my take of the FOXY eye trend. So this is a very fun look. It's very neutral. Of course, you can spice it up with a lip color that's bold, like what I did today. But it's just a nice way to kind of give your eyes a different shape by doing different things with your wing liner. As you can see, I kind of have like that corner cat situation going on. And as someone with hooded eyes, I do like this look because it just makes my eyes look a little bit more elongated. And obviously, I had to hop on this trend because I'm obsessed with foxes. My dog is a fox. Everyone in my personal life knows that I have this thing with foxes because my dog is a fox. So when I saw this was going around on YouTube, I was like, oh my God, yes, like my time to shine. Actually, it was not my time to shine at all. Kind of struggled a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with the end result. So yeah, if you want to see how I got this look, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you know when I post. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. So I actually think I'm going to start with the face today just because the blending is going to be a little bit more angular and I don't want to have to blend or my foundation around that and disrupt that. So I'm going to start with my face. I am going to start by priming my face with the Makeup Obsession Even Out Anti-Redness Primer. If you want to see all my primers in my collection, I will link that video below. Green primers just tend to cancel out redness. So if you have some acne scarring, hyperpigmentation like I do, this is a great option because it just leaves your face kind of like a blank canvas. For foundation, I'm actually going to mix two. I'm going to mix the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in Golden and the Soap & Glory Kick-Ass All Day Wear Foundation in the shade 06. Hopefully this will work because it was having a hard time pumping out. Oh yeah, here we go, perfect. So I'm just gonna do a little pump like that, and then this foundation's so messy. I don't know what happened. I'm just gonna paint a couple of stripes on my face and then go in with the Soap & Glory foundation, just do a little dab. I did self-tan, so I'm a little bit tanner. As you can see, my body is actually pretty tan, so I might even have to darken this up just a little bit, which actually, yeah, like I definitely will. You can see right here. So let's darken her up a little bit with the Catrice Makeup Transforming Drops in the shade Darkening, just so I can match my body a little bit better. Just gonna do a little start like that. Paint that on my face like such. So we have quite a bit going on, but when we blend it out, it'll just look fine. You can see that's definitely better. All right, and then for concealer, I am going to go in with obviously a light concealer and a bit of a more neutral one. So today I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tapes. I'm gonna go in with light medium honey to brighten under my eyes. And because this look, we wanna do a little bit extra lift, I'm actually going to blend my concealer like so, just to add that definition, and then also do a little bit down here. And then with medium, I'm going to spot conceal the areas that I want to conceal. Okay, and then I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brush and just blend all of that out. And you're gonna see that obviously all this lightening and brightening is going to make my face not look as tan, which is the effect that I'm going for, because I think I went a little bit overboard, but I can't really tell. Kind of looks okay. And then I'm just blending that outer corner concealer in an upward motion, bringing it up to my temple to really exaggerate that lifted effect. It's going to give you that kind of makeup facelift, if you will. It's also going to serve as eyeshadow primer, so I'm not going to put down another actual primer. And then with this concealer down here, I'm just blending it up like this. Careful not to just drag it up in a vertical motion. I'm more so patting it because I'm just trying to carve out my cheekbone before we go in with any actual contour or bronze or anything like that. This is just going to add a subtle extra lift, as you can maybe tell, without me putting on any bronzer. Like that in and of itself, the contrast makes it look like I have extra shadow there, which is good. All right, cream products are done. As you can see, obviously my face looks a lot more lifted, a lot brighter. So now it is time to set the face, and I'm going to go in with what I've been loving, the Alamar Cosmetics Brighten and Bronze Complexion Trio in the shade Medium Tan. Going to go in with I'm Woke to brighten my under eyes. I actually haven't even used my Essence powder since I got this, honestly. Like, this has just been so good. So I'm just going to set my under eyes and just kind of drag that upwards again. I'm also going to highlight down the center of my face while setting my face in that region. And then for all over my face, I'm going to take the Milk Makeup Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder. This is in the shade Translucent Medium, so there is a little bit of a tint. I didn't want something to just completely like white me out, so I'm just going to take my big brush and just dunk that in here and just set my face. All right, so now we're gonna move on to bronzer, and because this is more of like a nice kind of diffused all over look, I'm not really gonna go in with contour today. I just feel like bronzer will be adequate. Let me find what bronzer I wanna use. So I'm gonna take the Kiko Milano Flawless Fusion Bronzer in the shade 06 Cinnamon. It's kind of like a nice warm tan, a little bit of a reddish undertone. I'm just going to bronze up the face. Okay, and then for blush, I'm gonna be doing like a red lip today, so I want a more neutral blush. I'm gonna go in with H&M Rosy Brown. It looks like this. It's like a nice kind of satin. It looks pretty intense in the pan, but when you blend it out on your cheeks, it's very natural. So I'm just gonna take this dual fiber brush and just put it on my apples and kind of dust upward. The key to this look is to make sure that your face is lifted in addition to your eyes, so it all looks very complementary. So I'm just gonna put this on the apples, but I'm gonna sweep this upwards towards my temple as well. And if you're someone with really, really round cheeks and you don't want to bring attention to your cheeks even more, don't just pat it on your apples like what I'm doing now and then blend it up. I would suggest just putting it on kind of your cheekbone this way so you don't even touch your apple. That is if you are trying to avoid that whole look of emphasizing the forefront of your cheeks. So you know me, I like to save highlighter for last or while I'm waiting for lash glue to dry, etc., etc. So I'm actually going to be going in with my brows right now, and I'm gonna cut this out again. I just feel like it's not super necessary, but if you wanna see a full brow routine, I will link that below. So 3, 2, 1. And I'm back with my brows. I use my standard e.l.f. Brow Lift, Milk Makeup Brow Gel, my 2 Holy Grail brow products. So now it's time for the exciting part, which are the eyes, and the whole reason why you probably clicked on this video. So I am so excited to finally be using the Mulan and ColourPop palette. I ordered this literally like a day or two before quarantine kind of got kicked into full gear back in March. I think I ordered this the day the collection released, and I also got the gloss as well. And I just got it in the mail like a couple weeks ago, but I love Mulan. Mulan is my favorite princess of all time, not just because she's Chinese like me, but I just think she is such a badass, and she truly just stands out from the rest of the princesses in so many ways. You know, I love her so much, and I love this palette because you have a bunch of warm tones, you have a bunch of neutrals, and then you have some really beautiful reds. You can get a really natural look and also a very smoky look, and I just love the packaging. This would be a great kind of neutral palette to travel around with because you can get some fun smoky looks. You have some pressed glitters and foils, and I'm so excited to play with this palette, and I'm really excited to use it today because it has a bunch of neutrals that are really conducive to this foxy eye look. So let's get started. So first things first, I am just going to apply this shade right here in the shade Imperial. It's kind of like a neutral cool tone, and I'm going to apply that really to my outer corner. I'm not going to go in with my M504 all over my crease. I'm going to just take, let's see, a fluffier blending brush. This is the Moda Pro BMX 466 shade brush. It looks like this, so it's not as fluffy and it's not as round, but because the whole look is just based on kind of making your eyes look more angular and more like upwards and pulled back, this will do a great job. So I'm just going to take Imperial right here, and keep in mind we're going to build these colors. So I'm just going to start by packing that kind of on the outer corner and dragging that upwards like this. Do you see how I already have kind of like that shadow down? It's very subtle, but we're going to intensify it. And I'm not bringing this really in too much, just to add that definition and that dimension to the outer part. And your initial application of this color is going to be the highest. So it's going to be the shadow that is going to be covering the most ground, because you're just laying down kind of like that foundation for the rest of your shadows. So I'm just swooping like this. We're gonna go a little bit deeper into kind of like the outer corner and swooping that closer. So we're gonna take Honor, which is a deeper kind of taupey brown, and I'm going to go in with a more precise brush. I'm gonna take this Moda Pro brush. This is the BMX 420 detail brush. So I'm just gonna dip it in here. These are very nice pigmented shadows, and I'm just gonna kind of trace that a little bit, but not go as like haywire. Keeping this closer to my lower lash line and just flicking up. So literally just like this, kind of like a check mark. And keep in mind, the name of the game for this look is to be a little bit more messy. It doesn't have to be super precise. It doesn't have to be anything like that. Just make sure that you have kind of like that lift for both eyes. And then once you kind of have that down, I'm going to go in with an even darker brown. So we're working from lightest to darkest. So I'm going to take True right here, which is kind of like a charcoal. And then on a pencil brush, I am just going to put this even closer to my lash line. So this is basically just going to be me lining my lash and just very slightly dragging up, but nowhere near to the same extent that I did the first two shades. And I'm not going to go all the way in, because what we're going to do is we're going to kind of stop the eyeliner right where your prominent lashes start, and then we're going to go in with eyeliner like in the inner corner at the end. So I'm just kind of using this to line my lash line. Okay, and then just to kind of blend out this part, I'm going to go into, what is this, Fighter, which is kind of like a bone creamy shade. And now I'm gonna go in with my M504, and I'm just going to lightly just brush this on the crease just to even it out. It's really not that much color, but it's just gonna make the edges look a little bit neater. I feel like this one's more up and then this one's more like this, which I'm like, meh. How can I fix this? Okay, I'm gonna make that one look a little bit more intense. To brighten up the inner portion of the eye too, I'm actually gonna go back in with Fighter, what we just used in the transition area. And I'm just going to pack that kind of on the front portion of the lid, just so it makes your, just so it opens up your eye a little bit more. I'm gonna pack this right on the inner corner and then lightly sweep it over to the rest of the lid. I don't want to disturb kind of like the outer work that we did. So now I want to actually go in with some liner on my lash line before I go in with falsies, because personally for me, I have the kind of eye shape where false lashes don't really look good without any kind of black base. So even though I do have some dark shadow, I want it to blend in a little bit more. So I'm actually not going to take a liquid liner for this portion because I want it to look a little bit more messy. You can take liquid liner, you can go in with black eyeshadow, depending on what you want. Personally for me, I'm going to go in with a pencil eyeliner. Now I'm going to take the LA Girl Neon Eyeliner Shockwave Gel Eyeliner in the shade Blackout. I'm going to put this lightly on my upper lash line where I just put that charcoal shadow. Barely a little flick at the end just to kind of make your eyes look more upturned. And the good thing about pencil eyeliner or gel liner is that you can smudge it easier than you can with like a liquid liner, which is perfect for this kind of look. Always smudge your eyeliner upwards. Just like that. Okay, so we have our eyeliner done, and now it's time to get to falsies. Now for this look, it's important to pick falsies that are kind of flared at the edges. So I am going to take the Beauty Creations Lashes and Thirsty, and they don't look super duper wispy, but I trim these and that's why. But you can see that the inner corner is definitely shorter than the outer corner. It kind of flares out really nicely, which is what we want for this look. So I am going to just put some lash glue on. While I wait for that lash glue to dry, I'm going to do the inner portion of my eyes. So I'm going to take a liquid liner for this just because I feel like the point is going to be a lot easier to deal with. So I am just going to take the BH Cosmetics liquid liner and I am just going to draw a line down here just to give the eyes the extra foxy shape. So I have hooded eyes, so this is like super hard for me. Okay, so I am apparently just ending up dragging this line over because my eye shape, it's hard to do this inner corner trick. So I am just going to, I guess, follow that suit with my other eye. Hopefully it'll all come together with falsies, but we'll see, we'll see. Okay, so clearly it looks crazy, but I actually think that looks kind of cool. Like once we put in the lashes and then we work on the lower lash line, I think maybe that will look a little bit better. So let's try that, shall we? So I'm going to curl my lashes. I'm just going to pop on the falsies. You can see I have the fox shape, and obviously we're gonna do the lower lash line, so it's not gonna look super duper harsh, but you can see my eye definitely looks kind of like upturned, which is definitely the whole point of this whole situation. All right, so lashes are on, and you can see this actually looks pretty intense. We're getting that whole foxy vibe, which is the whole point of this. So I'm actually going to make my inner corners from here look a little less harsh. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to actually go back in with this palette. I'm going to go in with Fighter, this neutral shade, and I'm just going to apply that directly on top of that liquid liner just so it looks a little less harsh. So you can see right there, it's kind of like a magic eraser. Okay, and then for the rest of the lower lash line, I am just going to dust Imperial all over. And then I am going to go back in with True on my outer corners. Okay, and then just to clean up my eyeliner a little bit, I'm gonna go in with the LA Girl liner. So while I'm re-gluing this lash down because it was giving me some trouble, I am going to highlight my face. I'm gonna take this new Artist Couture highlighter in the shade Illuminati. I got this in a boxy charm and I am super excited. I'm just going to highlight my face. Actually, from what I've realized, it's not as illuminating as like Summer Haze. Like you can see, it's definitely a little bit more natural and it is lighter than Summer Haze, but it is still really, really pretty. And we're not going to highlight the inner corner this time, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of that to the brow bone. Take two, applying this lash, which is not giving me, it's not cooperating. Much better. Okay, and then we're going to put a little bit of mascara on the lower lashes. I'm going to take the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara, and we're not going to apply it to the top lashes. We're just going to do a bottom lash moment. Okay, and then for lips, I think I want to do a red today. What do you guys think? Should I do a nude or a red? I think I want to do a red. I am going to go in with the Becca Ultimate Lip Definer in the shade Spiced. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the NYX Liquid Suede Liquid Lipstick in the shade, which one is this? Kitten Heels. This is like a bright red. The beauty of this look is because the eyes are so simple, you can go in with whatever lip color you want. All right, and then last but not least, we're gonna set our face. I'm gonna take my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Alright everybody, and this is the finished look, my take on the Foxy eye trend. I know it's not a super new trend, but yeah, I actually really like this look. Don't be afraid of doing the inner corner. I know it looks like super intense and definitely not something that we are used to, but I think it is fun. A nice way to just step outside your comfort zone. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this look. Let me know if you recreated, if you've done the Foxy eye look. I actually really like how this turned out, and I know for a while there I was a little bit doubtful because of this situation, the inner corner situation, but I am pleased. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, please, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Mwah! Bye!